Hi everyone, my name is Anna Powell and welcome to Audio with Anna. Today I'm here with Katie Kinane. Hi Katie, how are you?
Hi Anna, I'm good, thank you.
Thanks so much for this interview with me today, Katie. So Katie, what inspired you to set up your page?
Well, I was young, I was like 14, 15, and at the time everyone was beginning to have like public Snapchats. So I made one as kind of like a joke and makeup one. At the time Lucy Fitz had a Snapchat and she had just started doing makeup tutorials and that whole era was kind of starting. So I set one up as a joke and it got really big really fast somehow. And then I made an Instagram in TY and it was mainly makeup based. And then as I went into school, I started talking about the leaving cert and stuff in fifth year and it kind of just went from there.
Is it nerve-wracking posting stuff online?
I never really got to me too much. I remember being in school and hearing the older, a few older people maybe talk about it, or from my friends saying that their sisters were following me, and it didn't really bother me too much. It never got to me, thankfully.
That's good. What do you enjoy most about your page?
I think the social aspect is definitely my favourite. I've made so many real friends through social media. It's literally mental how easy it is to connect with people. I feel like if you're following someone, it's because you have similar interests or whatever. So it's really easy to get on with people. And I've made really good connections when I was doing the leaving cert or when I was moving to school or now that I'm in college and stuff. You find people who are in a similar situation, and you just kind of start a conversation. So many people have reached out to me because something has happened to them that's happened to me or whatever, and then you just kind of make friends.
Was there anything in particular that sparked your love for makeup?
I don't think anything in particular. As I said, Lucy Fitz and loads of people like that had just started makeup Snapchats, and they were really influential to me when I was young. And then even before that, I remember going to tennis camps and sports camps during the summer with glittery eyeliner on. I always really liked the idea of makeup, and I have an older sister, so maybe that influenced me. And I was really into YouTube and American YouTubers and really girly kind of that aspect of kind of beauty and stuff really appealed to me. So I think it stemmed from a young age.
What are 3 makeup products that you can't live without?
Good question. Put me on the spot. I think the Makeup Forever highlighter has been my favourite highlighter for 5 years. That's so good. And I love, I think since this year, I've been obsessed with just soap in your eyebrows. I don't think I could go back without using it. So that's definitely the second one. And I love blush, so I'd probably pick a blush. Nothing in particular, just blush in general.
Do you have a favourite foundation?
I love the NARS Pro Longwear. That's definitely my favourite. It literally does not budge. I bought it for the first time last summer, and I wore it to indeed the festival in Mitchelstown, and it did not budge, should I say. So it's kind of been a winner since then.
Have you tried any makeup trends that have gone horribly wrong?
I tried a few. I deleted many pictures from my Instagram because I look back at them and I cringe and they just look so awful. But I've tried a few things. I don't know. I always kind of stick to the same thing. I'm not very good to be adventurous. I'm trying to think. I tried face paint last Halloween and I got an awful skin reaction. Did not end well whatsoever.
Do you plan to do any Halloween looks this year?
I don't know. I really need to sit down with my makeup brushes. I've really been struggling with my skin, and anyone out there who's ever struggled with their skin, they know how much it can affect you. And I haven't been motivated to put on makeup. My Instagram, anyone who has looked at it and who's been following me from the start will know it's kind of changed over time. And it went from makeup post after makeup post to slowly more fashion and lifestyle and stuff. So I'm kind of switching things up, but I do plan on sitting down with my makeup brushes before Halloween is finished because I'd actually love to do a look.
What are your top 3 shops to shop at?
I think Topshop. Everyone knows I like to love it. Yeah, I love Topshop. I like Misguided quite a lot. What else do I like? I like Stradivarius. But I never shop online on Stradivarius. But if I'm ever in Dublin, that's the first shop I ever go to.
Would you be the
I'm an ASOS lover as well, actually. Sorry, ASOS is definitely up there.
What is your favourite self-care activity?
Take a bath. I like baths. I love a bath bomb. I love a good Lush product. I always used to get them at Christmas time and I try and make them last. But yeah, I definitely love a bath. And I have like this facial steamer that I got for Christmas like 2 years ago. I love that as well. So a bath and a face steam makes me feel like I'm really pampering myself.
Are you big into skincare?
I'm really big into skincare, yeah. I'm a total nerd when it comes to things like skincare or like random things. Like I'm a total nerd for like technology and phones and stuff. Like I watch all those geeky videos about the facts about them and stuff. So if I'm obsessed with something, I'm completely obsessed with it. So recently skincare has just taken over my life. Skincare by Hannah, I don't know if you watch him, but he's literally become my obsession through lockdown, and he has made me want to try so many products. I've done a lot of research. I feel like I kind of know what I'm doing, but at the same time, my skin is still a bit crap, so I don't know if it's working, but I am really interested in it.
As a sixth year, did you find it hard studying at home during lockdown?
Yeah, that 6th year was tough. I've always kind of struggled a small bit with school. Like, I've always been, I always enjoyed school and stuff, but I'm dyslexic, actually, and I find, like, certain things really hard in school. So I think throwing a lockdown into the middle of my stressful year didn't exactly help, but knowing that we were all in the same boat, that really helped. But yeah, it was really tough. I was really fortunate that we had most of the course done and I was basically just revising, so I wasn't trying to learn new things on my own. But it was tough, but I got through it, and obviously I didn't have to study leaving cert, which I was kind of disappointed about, but it worked out in my favour, and I'm really happy in college now, so I think it worked out.
Did you get a lot of feedback from other sixth years in the same boat during that time?
Yeah, so many. I gained a serious amount of followers during lockdown. I had kind of been active on my social media due to leaving cert. I'd really been putting all my time and focus into it. I'd moved school and I was in a graduate school, so I was literally studying all day, every day. So my social media had kind of slacked, but then obviously being in lockdown, I was studying a lot, but I also had a little bit more time, so I decided to put that time into engaging with my followers, and I got a huge amount of new following from other sixth-year students, and I think that following came from people just seeking kind of someone in the same boat as them. It's really nice to hear someone who's also struggling or who's also going through what you're going through, and I was kind of sharing like homeschooling tips with people and what was working for me, and yeah, I actually got such a good response to sharing stuff school-wise, and it was really nice. It was kind of comforting to be able to talk to people every day who were going through what you were going through, or who were thankful of you posting and stuff like that. It was really nice.
How have you found adjusting to college life with COVID-19 measures in place?
College is kind of tough. Like, I was so excited to start, and I think, like I said, I never found school too easy. So the light at the end of the tunnel for me was always like college and this amazing experience ahead of me. And then, we're starting first year, and it's supposed to be our freshers week, and I'm sitting at home, and I've got like a lecture on my laptop and stuff. So obviously not exactly what I expected, but I'm really happy in my course, which helps a lot. It's definitely not easy. And I'm a bit clueless on everything, to be honest. I had no idea how to write an assignment or to reference anything. I'm literally lost, but I'm finding my feet slowly. And I did get a chance to be on campus on the first week for a day or two. So that was nice to kind of find my bearings and realise that I was actually in college. But being online is tough, but I think we're all finding it tough. So that's kind of comforting in a way.
Did you find it weird not being able to return to school once the new school year started?
Yeah, it was really strange. Like, I kind of felt like I hadn't finished school, because I think you build up this whole idea of being able to celebrate, or this relief of kind of leaving school for the last time. And like, after 6 years of secondary school, you're expected to kind of look forward to those celebrations. But it was strange, and it was kind of disappointing not being able to finish out those 6 years, but it was fine. I got to celebrate when our results came out. Thankfully, the measures had been slightly lifted by then, and we got to go out, got to celebrate, and it was really nice.
Do you have any advice for the current sixth years?
Yeah, just don't stress. Like, I know it's so easy, and like I really struggled through school with feeling really anxious and letting it totally take over, which is slightly hormonal, and it's not it's not particularly anyone's fault for feeling like that. But if you can at all, just don't let it get to you, or don't let it consume you completely. It's so hard for the current fixtures because I am sure they're getting worried about, cases getting higher and when schools close, what will happen with their leaving cert, and they're feeling what we were feeling last year. And it is so tough, and I really feel sorry for them. But it'll all work out, and I genuinely believe what will be. I have so many friends, that didn't get what they originally wanted in their CEO, and they're 3 weeks into their new course, and they're so happy and they're so pleased that it worked out that way. And I think if it's for you, it won't pass you. And just let it happen, and hopefully they'll all be fine. I really hope that they get a chance to properly, prove themselves, whether it's estimated or not. It needs to be a better system than ours was anyway last year.
Katie, would you mind telling us about your collaboration with Glowing Girlies?
Yeah, so the owner of Glowing Girlies is an amazing girl called Rachel, who I had met at a few events kind of in TY and 50 year old. My social media started growing. I still had compared to most so-called influencers that were at these events, but I was really lucky to have made friends through social media quite early on. And my friends Brie and Reese were holding an event that I was invited to, and I met Rachel at that event, the owner of Glowing Girlies, and she was so lovely. And the moment I met her, even though I only had maybe 3,000, 4,000 followers, she just believed in me, and she was always so kind and so lovely to me. And she was such an inspiration as a young woman who was like a business owner. She owns Glowing Girlies in Merck and the online store as well. And she was just so inspirational to me. And then a year from then, she decided to hold this lash bash kind of competition thing where she had loads of influencers from kind of the Limerick area create a lash and sell them. And she asked me to be part of it. And when I tell you, I could not believe I was being asked to be a part of something. Because when you think of collaborations, you think of these big social media people, and I was here with less than 5,000 followers. Everyone else in the competition had 7,000, 8,000, 10,000. Ella Costello was in it. I don't know if you follow her, but she's a big influencer on Instagram with a couple of thousand followers. And I just remember thinking, how am I even including this? But like I said, Rachel was so kind, and she always was so kind of believing in me. So she asked me if I'd be a part of it, and of course I said yes. And I got to pick a lash that I loved, and I got to put my name in it, and it was called the Katie Lash, and she sold it, and I sold out. I was one of the people who sold out, and I literally love my followers to pieces, because even though I had the least amount of followers in that whole competition, I was one of the people that sold out first, and it was just oh my god, my followers are real people, and they're so kind, and they supported me so much. And yeah, so it was really, really fun. You can't buy the lashes anymore, but I did have about 20 pairs, and I made them last 2 years because I was genuinely obsessed with them. But yeah, Rachel is just the sweetest, and it was a really nice kind of experience for me to get an insight into the whole social media kind of influential world, and it was really inspiring to me, and it kind of made me want to keep growing. And now I've got a few more followers, not many, but I'm growing slowly, so it was really nice. And it was just so lovely to have someone with a big business kind of believe in me, who was this small little 17-year-old with a couple of thousand followers. So yeah, I've always appreciated her for that.
Thanks so much, Katie, for doing this interview with me.
No problem, I really enjoyed it. Thank you for having me.